She wants to be in the action.
Say what?
She wants to be in the action.
Who does?
Warren.
Warren wants to be in the background. Alright, so everything's going?
Yep, you're good.
Alright, so Josh asked me to drill a lock, so I'm going to drill a lock. So, the video will be up on my channel, the Door Lord at YouTube. You'll be able to watch it there. We're doing a 2000 here hollow door so we can see what's going on. The first thing I did was pop the inside half-inch knockout out. Half-inch drill. We're going to drill through flip it over. The only thing we need to install with the section this side up is the outside plate for the T-handle. This is where a lot of guys get jammed up. Because this outside plate here, when you try to install it this way, you have to pre-drill the back side of the mullion. If you turn it this way, you're just going through the skin.
You can do that again. Let me finish.
Yeah, so this way here, if you try to install the backer plate this way, it hits the edge of the mullion here. And then what happens is it shifts this way, and if you can see the hole there, it doesn't line up. So if you turn the backer plate this way, all we're into is the skin. We don't have to worry about that moving when we screw it in. So just screw these right in through the skin. Center it up. That's the only thing we need to do with the section turned this way. Now we're going to pick up all this stuff, turn the section over. I started doing this back when I was installing wood doors when I first started doing garage doors, because the wood doors are 1 3/8 thick. And back then they didn't have a multitude of screws. So all the wood screws, the shortest ones you could get, were 1 inch. And when you try to put them through a wood door, they would hit. So we always did the outside one in the opposite direction. So the inside's really easy, holes are pre-drilled.
Renee, real quick, is the volume good for Frank? You can hear him?
Alright, so I need a lock rod.
Warren, can you grab in a lock rod?
Yeah, so the first thing you do is install a lock rod.
The 8-foot?
Yeah, 8-footer, yeah. So, because what we do is when we set this backer plate, I'll show you how we get these out here. When we set this backer plate, we set this to the lock rod. If you install this first, you're going to take it apart and put it back together 2 or 3 times so you have it lined up right. So always put the lock rod on first. Waiting for a lock rod.
Right here.
Cool.
Here you go, Frank.
Thank you, sir. And the lock rod goes on this way. The bars are on the top, not the bottom. We're going to put the T handle in. Right? And this goes on here. It does not go on there directly though. Always have to put 1 or 2 washers here. Not just to get this spaced the right way, to get those holes lined up. Put my glasses on. I gotta take one of these off.
Even the door lord gets old.
Yeah. Alright, my holes are lined up. Let me put this pin in here real quick. Sorry, can you just push down on that handle a little bit? Alright. Even with that one washer in there, we're still a little wobbly. So, I don't have a pin. Oh, we'll just leave it there. We're sitting here. I don't want to take it apart. Alright, so it's a little bit wobbly, but I'm going to leave it on there. Probably should have put another 2 washers on there. But we have to put the washers between this plate and the inside back plate of that T-handle. So when this slides, that washer helps with the resistance. So I'm not going to take that apart. I don't have time. I got work to do today. I'm going to go get that out of there. Sonny bent the mully and pushed him down on the handle.
My uncle would help me for that.
I drove it in too far. That was my bad. Alright, so we're going to pop this one out here. So we're not beating on the section. That comes right out. And we got an instant hole ball here somewhere. Right through the inside. Oh, 100 bags. So always put the key in, make sure it turns. Huh. There you go. We got a key that won't go in a lock. There we go. Make sure this turns. Unlock it. We don't need to put the key in there when we put this together. Backer plate on the cylinder goes in here. Now you can't put this together wrong when you put this on. Where's this place? Piece of plastic goes in there. The backer plate here, right? Just get it in there. Get your screws going. Don't even pay attention to it. Don't worry about lining anything up. Just put it in there so you can get your hands free. I need to be on Sonny's side of the door so I can see the holes in here. Now I gotta do it left hand. Just get these screws close. Now check your backer plate. Fortunately, the tongue's lined up where it's supposed to be lined up. We'll slide the backer plate on here and see if it lines up. So fortunately, I do this long enough, I know which way that cylinder lock needs to go. So we can go ahead and tighten this up. Let's say we have it in backwards here like this. You go to put that on there. Now we're not lining up. But if you don't tighten these screws home, you have the ability to twist and turn this. And if you leave the keys out of here, you don't have to worry about the cylinder and the tumblers getting banged up on you. So we'll put that guy on there just like that.
What do they do?
That's turning pretty smooth on the inside. I forgot to tighten the bagger screws there. Oh, why you gotta do all this bending over?
Split up.
You see that key? Tight to turn. So when you drive these all the way home, they bind up that little tongue in that cylinder. You back these screws out just a little bit. Not gonna hurt anybody. Try that key. Smooth as butter now. So these screws here, don't jam them home, right? Because sometimes that tongue puts pressure on this little thing here. Turns easy on the inside because you have leverage. On the outside with the key, just backing them off a quarter of a turn makes them work real easy. Hook this up here, whichever side you want to put it on, and then we're good to go. We'll put it on the other side so I can actually turn the lock. Typical garage mechanic fashion. Buy new bits, and this is typically going to be all stripped out. Lock right on either side.
You going down there to work?
Well, I'm just put this lock on. We can actually turn it. Alright, it's a functioning lock. So, when you put it together, just make sure these are up. Again, shim this right. These hollow sections have a tendency to squeeze. So, the inch and 3/8 are a little different because they have a different plate you have to use. So just use that little plate as a pattern. The sandwich style door, they give you this plate, and put this on the outside, mark center, drill from the outside in on them, because the most important thing is the handle and the lock are centered on the outside. The inside's completely flush. We don't care if it's not dead centered on the hinge on the inside. On the outside, we want this, line these holes up, dead center of the design, wherever your design is, here, wherever. So the lock lines up center. So again, that's a garage door lock, and you guys do the install or like, yeah, I see the excuses, I forgot my locks or whatever. This is a whole lot harder to do in the field when we have to do it when the door's up. You know, an 8-footers we can take apart. If I go out with a 16-footer, you know, it's duct tape, holding the outside the other, in and out a million times. So, I mean, I don't know how long this took. I even struggle a little bit here with this handle. So, that's a garage door lock. So, any questions?
Probably not.
Well, I have a question real quick. Why did you put a screw in when you were ripping that out? Is that just easier to rip out the...
Well, yeah, so when they first started making these, the knockouts were real easy to get out. You could just take a screwdriver and pop it, and it would come out. But now they don't, I guess, punch these things the same way. And now if you beat on them, the sections in those mullions kind of bend. So just throw a self-tapper in and bend it out. They give you self-tappers in the bag if you need them. So,
Any questions from you, Renee? Yeah, he was. So we can get that footage. He was live on it. You can get that footage, though, right?
yeah, I live streamed this on my YouTube channel, The Door Lord.
So I'll get footage from that, and I can send that to you too.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna send it over to Chris Whitman.
Okay.
All the video editing stuff, he can make it cool out of it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Anything else you wanted to go over?
No worries. Yeah.
We had our meeting this morning. They're all ready to go. Busy day. So, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Yeah, don't take care of it.
You too. Thanks.
Can you see me in this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys get to see me too. Kind of goofy. Hey, I'm the Door Lord. This is Drill and Locks. Don't forget to drop me a piece or a like and a subscribe. Peace. I'm out, and God bless.
Sorry.
How about 75 people watching live?